This podcast is for the woman who refuses to settle.
The one who knows she was made for more.
It's for the audacious woman who is ready to burn the ships,
own her story,
and create a life built on radical self-belief.
I'm Amanda Galloway.
I'm Ashton Greer. We are your podcast hosts.
And we welcome you to the Audacity Podcast.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm super excited because we got these bedazzled microphones that are noisy.
Hopefully you can't hear the feedback that we're hearing.
Yeah, they make a lot of noise.
Well, I got these, like I said, I got these foam protectors, which we might be able to grab from those.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
Not today.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
And I know, but I have to edit it. And oof.
I feel like every week I forget. I make a mental note, don't wear shorts because then my legs are here on the video. And every week I come in, I'm like, oh yeah, shoot, I'm not supposed to wear shorts on Thursdays.
I don't think I've really ever seen you wear shorts.
I wore them last week too.
Oh,
yeah.
You did?
I wore them last week too. So here we are. Leg day.
I like them. They look good.
Thanks. I shaved.
I did too. It's now the season where we have to shave every day.
You know,
or you don't have to.
I hope there aren't any male listeners, but I have never had like a bikini line, you know, like that area of shaving.
Okay.
Never had like hair grow out of the area it's supposed to grow out of until like this year. And I'm like, why is this happening to me? It's so horrible.
You're getting old. Just wait until you start having chin hairs.
Do you have chin hair?
Yeah. I told Antonio, I said, listen, there are some jobs that you will be required to do if I go into a coma.
I'm like looking at your chin now.
I know. I pluck them.
I don't see them.
No, it's a thing.
I have a furry face, like
I
the
think everybody
little tiny hairs everywhere. And I take my little micro,
Me too.
Knife thing and I shape it all off.
I think this is a problem when you have dark colored hair.
Oh, yeah.
You just like start growing a mustache and a beard.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's not just for men. We ladies, we have the beards too.
It's not fair.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you start getting older and I used to... I have people come into my office and one that I'm thinking of specifically, and it was just a random person. And they had a legit beard. A legit.
Haven't you seen The Greatest Showman?
Oh, yes.
It's like that.
Yeah. So
that is my favorite movie, by the way.
That is such a good movie.
My favorite movie.
I've
watched
many good lessons.
like 10 times. But all of my favorite movies, though, I've determined are musicals. Rent is also Rent is one of my favorite movies. The Greatest Showman, Les Mis. Oh my gosh. Anything with all the singing and dancing.
I love Phantom of the Opera.
And
Mamma Mia. But those are like,
Mia. Yeah.
Everybody loves those.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do not like musicals, but I do like those.
I would spend all my days watching musicals if I could. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to do in retirement.
It is such a good feeling when you can like dance and sing too.
And people, just so much is expressed through music.
Yeah.
That isn't expressed through words.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I can feel it. Mm-hmm. My kids and I used to dance when we'd watch movies, like at the end when the music would go on, we would always be dancing.
Like jump up.
Yeah. It's such a good vibe.
Did you guys notice our sign?
But did you notice our sign? Did you notice that we are on YouTube now? Did you notice that we are supposed to be on Spotify video and it did not show up in Apple?
I did not notice.
We need to figure that out.
Amanda and I are good with certain things, and technology is not one of them.
No,
but we have a sign, we have microphones, we have lights, we have a fuzzy couch,
and we're pink right now.
We have a 4K camera. We have pink skin. If you start a podcast, your skin will turn pink
because of the glow.
It's all the love that we infuse into each other.
We're literally losing it today, guys. So we came with this topic. We were unprepared, I should say, to talk about.
Yeah.
And we got down to it and we were like, no, we just didn't really about this today.
We all week were like, this is the topic we're going to do. And then last night, Amanda texted me about it. And I said, what's the topic again? I completely forgot. And then as we were like talking about it, we realized we didn't really like the topic.
Yeah, so we're changing the topic today, but we are pros at this topic. So you will get so much out of this, I think. I know.
We're literally both the best and worst at this.
It's the worst.
Yep.
So what's new before we dive in?
Well, I woke up this morning and I opened my phone as I do, which is a very bad habit that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And on my phone was a text thread between Amanda, her boyfriend, and me.
Fiance.
Oh.
Fiance.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Fiance and me. And this
Which is rare. We rarely do.
Except for last week, they did it too. They did a threesome text with me last week too.
Oh.
Yeah, you did. And Antonio sent voice memos, and I learned
that was an accident.
All the things. I learned way too much about their relationship. But anyway, this text thread just was so funny. It was like, what should our wedding song be? And then they're sending like wedding song suggestions, like making jokes. And there's like this AI musician. And Antonio's like, is there AI music? And I'm like, of course. And anyway.
Yeah.
It filled me with a sense of gratitude that I get to be a part of this relationship in this throuple.
Well, we love having you. So, there was a singer. So Antonio and I have been listening to Latin music.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very sweet songs. I guess. I don't know what they're saying.
Is all your music going to be in Spanish at your wedding?
Okay. No. Anyway, so this guy pops onto the screen and his picture pops up. And I was like, that's a very handsome man. And then I'm like, no, he can't be that handsome and have that good of a voice. So I look him up, and his name is Saul. I'm going to say it wrong. I was trying to say it last night. Saul.
Good God,
I was trying
Amanda.
to say Saul.
Let me see it. Saul.
No, so it is Saul, but
Saul.
Saul. Thank you. I can't.
Hablo español.
I don't. So anyway, I should. But I was in the shower last night trying to say his name, and Antonio was like, no, you're getting it wrong. And I was like, I can't. And I was like, say it in English. And he says Saul. And I was like, Saul.
Saul.
And he was like, there you go. So anytime I have to pronounce something in Spanish, and it's just different than the English language, obviously, I always tell him, say it in English, and then I can
figure it out.
I can figure it out. So anyway, I look up this beautiful man who happens to not be a real person. He's AI generated, and his music is all AI. Look at this man.
Wow.
So,
wow.
He's really pretty, but he's not real. So I started watching the video, and you can tell by their mannerisms that it's not a real person.
Oh yeah, in the background.
Yeah. Nice try. Didn't get me. So Antonio thinks I have a crush on this man. I'm like, I can't have a crush on an AI person.
You actually can. Have you seen the movie Her?
No.
You should watch it.
That's not real.
You can fall in love with an AI person. People do it all the time.
Not real.
That's
like,
me.
Look.
Me, I'm in a relationship with an AI chatbot. I'm just kidding.
Well, we all are to some degree, but like
me and ChatGPT, we got a bond. Although the other night I started asking ChatGPT like absurd questions.
Yeah.
And I don't think it likes me as much anymore. I was just asking it about like, like funny, like not funny, but like conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about this one? What do you think about? And I think ChatGPT, I'm probably flagged.
You're like,
I'm flagged.
You are flagged. No. Mm-hmm. I love this.
I was like, did we go to the moon though? Did we? And I was like, well,
I am a Purdue alum, and I will never not agree that we went to the moon.
I know. We went to the moon. I know. But it was just funny to ask.
That was a double negative that I just attempted, which made no sense. Okay, anyway.
It was funny to ask ChatGPT about it, just to see like what ChatGPT said. ChatGPT did say it's definitely possible that we did not, but that evidence leans towards that we did.
We did.
Yeah. Of course, I would never say anything different to you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Neil Armstrong was a Purdue alum.
Yeah, and we have an astronaut here from Danville.
Joe Tanner. Yeah. I was obsessed with him when I was little.
Mm-hmm. JT.
Yeah. I was if I met him, I would fangirl.
He comes to Breezy Barn Girl.
He really was like my first like famous, who I thought was famous in my eyes.
Who was your first Hollywood crush?
The Hanson brothers.
Oh yeah. I liked Zac Efron, and I still like Zac Efron.
I am old.
I liked young Zac Efron, and then like grown Zac Efron. Like they're both, I don't know, somehow both are my type.
I just realized we grew up in two different eras. I
knew that. No, we are not that far apart in age.
We kind of are. Zac Efron was like when I was in high school. I'm literally talking about the Hanson brothers.
Zac Efron was when I was in junior high. So It's not that different, Amanda.
Kind of is.
She is old though.
I am. I'm embracing it.
I love telling people, look at my best friend. She's almost 40. Isn't she beautiful? She looks 25. I say it all the time.
Oh, I'm embracing it.
Amanda is goals.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
So we were laughing about the topic. Antonio, I told him last night our topic that we were going to talk about. And part of our discussion was that sometimes men put up with things with women because they're attractive and vice versa, because we put so much emphasis on physical attraction. And he was like, yeah, I do. I put up with a lot. And I was like, I'm amazing. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a great person to be in a relationship with.
It is funny though, because I think that men will put up with a lot for like a beautiful woman. I think women will put up with a lot for a wealthy man.
You think so?
Yes. I think stereotypically.
Well, because you're financially trapped.
Yeah, I think stereotypically that's kind of the dynamic.
So anyway, for our real topic today.
Why don't you tell him? What are we talking about?
No, just kidding. We are talking about why when you reach your goal, that feeling is very fleeting. You feel numb afterwards. Why you feel like, you finally get the thing that you want.
Yeah.
And it's not as good as you thought it would feel like.
Yeah, like how even when you achieve the thing you wanted to achieve, you can still feel empty inside. You thought it would like fulfill you, like this was the milestone, this was the goal. I have an example.
I have so many. It's ridiculous. Life. Enneagram 3s, listen up. This episode's for you.
Somebody that is like really informed in trauma and everything, she told me very lovingly that high achievers have the most trauma. And she was like, yeah, Ashton, do you like, have you thought about, maybe that the reason you're doing all these things is actually like a trauma response? And I was like, yeah, I have thought about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yes, this is not my personality, but I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Anyway.
But it becomes your personality, right? Because that's what we do. And I'm like this. I got attention when I was achieving.
Yeah.
And my grandparents, God love them, they came from England and literally built
straight off the boat.
And they literally created this fabulous life for themselves, but it came from nothing. So achievement and building success is very rewarded in my family.
Yeah. In my family, I have a brother who wasn't a high achiever, and he was kind of like in trouble a lot and stuff. So I felt like my parents' attention just really went to him. Like they were always worried about Dustin, and they were always like, checking on Dustin. Yeah.
And mine's Justin.
Dustin and Justin.
Gosh.
We have so many similarities. And anyway, he just was a little more worrisome to them. And, they actually have said to me in later life, well, we just never worried about you because you were a straight A student and
same,
whatever. And I think the only way that I felt like seen was if I did something really exceptional, because I don't know.
But you didn't want to get in trouble.
Right.
So because you saw the repercussions. So then you're like, I'm going to be the best.
Yeah.
At ...
How old were you when your achieving started?
Probably after my parents' divorce.
How old was that?
10.
Around 10. It also happened for me after a traumatic event, which I've actually never connected the dots on this before ever. This is fascinating. Wow, I'm having an epiphany. I was probably like around a freshman in high school. And then I think from that point forward, I was in band, choir, theater, cross country, track, swimming, straight A student, student council, FCA. The list goes on and on. I was a drum major of our band.
Okay, mine was not this intense.
I literally didn't have any free time. I just filled my time with everything I could possibly do.
Mine was more about education and getting the best grades and going to get a master's degree. And it was about the more education that you got and the harder you worked, the better, which is really a detriment because then you end up in this mindset of like, work hard, be gritty. And then it's just like draining. It's very, very draining, especially I think for a female.
Well, and something I've seen is that when you you ramp up to this like crazy speed to accomplish all the things, once you accomplish the thing and you drop back down in activity or pressure, it's very hard to readjust your nervous system to a slower life. It's almost painful. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not something that I've adjusted to. So with because of my career,
kind of, yeah.
My career is in sales, so it's like a roller coaster. Like, and unfortunately, my confidence is rooted in it. And unfortunately, if I'm not producing, it impacts my emotions. And what I'm learning is I'm trying to unlearn, I guess I'll say. I'm not learning. I'm trying to unlearn that my success is not in correlation with my confidence.
What happens to you when you have a negative like experience with your business or you don't achieve something? What's your emotional reaction?
That I'm not worthy enough.
Yeah.
That I'm unsuccessful. That
Do you catastrophize?
Oh yeah.
Like imagine like everything going to shit and you lose your business in your house and like you just like spiral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I do it too.
And I mean, I'm sure everybody does to a degree because that is how we're kind of wired.
Yeah.
Is to kind of be on the lookout for a worst case scenario, but that is also something you have to unlearn because you'll fulfill that prophecy.
Yeah.
So
pause. Can we pause?
Yeah.
Did you notice we have tattoos on the same plate? Lift your arm up. Look at that. Same arm, same location.
Cutesy.
I know.
That's hilarious. All right. So these opening questions that I have, I want you to think about, also with our audience to think about. So have you ever finally gotten the thing you thought would make you happy and then it felt like nothing? Like once you got it, you felt nothing.
You asking me?
Yeah.
I think about this. I mean, a great example for me is all I wanted ever was like a family, a nice house, and like not even a nice house, just like a family and a husband that loved me and like a husband that I could love and just like a marriage and all those things. It's like literally the only real goal I had was like to grow old with somebody and have a family. And I had it. I wrote this poem about it actually. Finally, I have everything I've ever wanted and somehow like it's not what I want. But it was this moment of like, you can have all the things on paper. I had all the things on paper, but the substance that the relationship was actually made of and the version of me that I was in that relationship, I wasn't truly happy and I wasn't truly at peace. And I realized like I have to give up this idol, like this big, it's not a bad thing to want all the things that I wanted, but like I have to let the one dream that I have die. Like it's the only way that I'm gonna survive. Like me, the essence of me will be okay. And that's a good example for me as I finally got this thing. I got the house, I got the kids, I got the husband, I got the, white picket fence. My life looked really good. It looked really good to everybody, but it wasn't actually good. There were obviously good things, they're the children and there were many, many good things. I'm not trying to say it was bad, like everything was bad, but
it just wasn't what you thought it would be.
Yeah, I got the thing and then it wasn't what I thought it would be. And it was honestly a very like emotionally abusive environment for me. But yeah, it was one of those moments of like, I looked at my life, oh, I have everything I've ever wanted. But somehow like it's not actually real. This isn't real. This looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had something similar, but it was with bodybuilding. I finally got I was in an abusive relationship and my escape was through bodybuilding. And so I did a competition and I was ripped. I was like 10% body fat.
Oh, this is
I
when
was
we started becoming friends. Me and
yeah, I started coaching people and I got so much validation. People were rooting for me. I got so much attention, but I was dying inside. I was
those abs though.
Listen, it wasn't worth it. I was craving something that I could not produce myself in that time. And it looked like I was just killing it and people were envious of what I was getting at. And I mean, the reality was I was in an abusive relationship. I was starving myself because you are really like you that is
It's
you're
not healthy.
it's not healthy.
No,
You're
it
losing.
looks good, but it doesn't feel
Yeah,
good.
you see all these people that are rake thin and have abs as women mainly, and it's not healthy.
You're losing your
And
bone density. Um,
you're not getting the nutrition that you
Osteoporosis
need.
is
Yeah.
knocking on your door.
Yeah, and you're losing your period, your hormones are all messed up, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just I mean, it gave me something to focus on that was um more empowering than what got me out of my abusive relationship, but the image that it portrayed online into the external environment was not the reality. And I think that is very common with the lives that we live, especially as high achievement people in general,
Mm-hmm.
is that it looks very good from the outside, but you don't realize that this person that you're admiring is up at 3 a.m. worrying, is
Catastrophizing.
yeah, every single thing in their lives. And it's just like a mental jail. Like,
I think the
you're
message
stuck
is
in.
like just because it looks good doesn't mean it feels good or is good.
Right.
And I mean, people perfectly curate social media
Mm-hmm.
images and perfectly, I don't just create these
Mm-hmm.
idea versions of themselves, and then we can have comparing culture where we're comparing
Right.
ourselves to each other. And what I guess is that things are not as they seem always, and
Well,
probably most of the time on social media.
we're sold this idea that you'll be happy when you get to this body weight. You'll be happy when you buy this house. You'll be happy when you have this car. And it's all these external things. But
Mm-hmm.
what we do not talk about is you'll be happy when you find purpose.
Yes.
You'll be happy when you find community.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be happy when you feel self-aware and confident within yourself.
Yeah.
But
Healthy
instead,
energy.
we create this visual aspect of what happiness looks like instead of focusing on the internal environment.
I think I'm guilty of this in a different, like not necessarily materialistic realm, because like you've seen my car. I really don't care what I drive. I
Mm-hmm.
I don't care at all. Like I would drive an old like Astro van. I don't care. And I don't really even care about like status of my home or my
Mm-hmm.
clothes. Like those things are not um they're not like carrots dangling for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that are that have um kind of for me it's the idealization, like idealizing certain things and then like trying to create these perfect relationships or family dynamics or like uh trying to make things perfect or appear perfect that can't be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And like even in like restoring properties, it's something that I do. Like I buy a rundown property and then I try to make it perfect. And so for me, it's not about like getting the shiny new thing. It's about kind of like perfecting and restoring things that need love, attention, broken things. And I have that. If you turn, it's okay to turn a building into a project. You can't turn people into projects. And I think like that sort of thing has kind of always got me stuck because I can see the potential, the
Mm-hmm.
beauty, or the
Yeah.
possibility of the thing. And it's a double-edged sword
Mm-hmm.
because you can't fix people. You can't, but at the same time, nothing is ever perfect. And there's beauty in the imperfection and in learning to love people as they are in friendships and family and
Mm-hmm.
relationships. They say um, the phrase dysfunctional family is redundant because all families are dysfunctional. It's kind of
Right.
like it's an adjective you don't even have to put there
Right.
because it's just there's
Because
dysfunction
people.
in people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's people.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a little side tangent, but I think it's easy to try to curate this perfect image of a perfect family with no conflict, with perfectly behaved children who
Hmm.
always have their hair cut and no dirt on their face or whatever. And really, like, we all have if you're at the zoo with your kids, you're going to get a cute picture of them with the polar bear, and there's probably going to be a moment where they're having a meltdown or peed their pants or, you know.
Yeah, there's this book I just read. It's called Yesteryear.
Mm,
It's a really, really good book. And this is such a beautiful example of this woman who had a very rigid life growing up,
yeah.
very rigid, and her family was very rigid. And she ended up creating this lifestyle where her her idealism was to be this woman who like lives the off the grid with her kids.
Oh, she like a
And
farm, like prairie girl.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
she
Amish.
no, what did they call it? Tradwives. So she
Oh,
was
yeah.
a tradwife, and she curated a profile on social media, which was highly viewed and aspired to be. So she was constantly curating her life to be portrayed as perfect to these people, but behind the scenes was an unfulfilled relationship. She actually did not like her children, and she was miserable. And the way she talked to herself, talked about other people, was just such a sad way of life that she went so far swinging. I actually don't want to even say what happens in the rest of the book because it's so shocking and so good. But the purpose of what I'm trying to get at is that we focus too much on curating this life that looks to be a certain way, or we think once it looks a certain way, it'll be perfect, or once I look a certain way, I'll feel like so fulfilled and happy. But the reality is that the joy of just building that life that you truly want to live is more fulfilling than actually when you achieve it. I was actually talking to some women about this the other day. That's like, when I get all-star with work,
Mm,
it's or all American, it's not as rewarding
yeah.
because it's like, oh, I've gotten it. Okay, what now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually rewiring my brain to like really hone in on the emotion of what it would feel like being this goal achieved, whatever goal it is, and honing in on that feeling every single day. And actually, when you achieve it, you're like, oh, okay, well, I've been feeling this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a cool feeling to experience it every day. And I think it kind of like brings that momentum, that excitement, that
Yeah.
enthusiasm into what you're doing. However, if you think that that joy is going to happen in the future and you don't embrace it now, you're really actually not going to feel it.
Yeah.
There's a joy in the present.
Well, and even when things don't go your way, like say you don't get the thing or you're hoping for something and it doesn't go through or whatever, like I'm really beginning to see closed doors or like disappointments as redirection
Yeah,
and not like
it's a lesson.
just more like, okay, there might be something better than this plan I had.
hmm
Or how can I pivot and maybe even like what is this protecting me from? This thing I wanted that I didn't get. Is that so bad? Is it is it for good? Could it be used for good? I
Yeah,
guess. I think about
yeah.
that a lot.
Okay, I'm such a bookworm. I've read so many books lately,
Mhm.
but there's another book called Golden Girl,
Okay.
and it's about this woman who dies tragically, very suddenly, and she's taken to this, I kind of want to call it purgatory, and gets to view her life and what happens after she dies too. And she can go in and create nudges into her family's lives on redirection to avoid something like drastic
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one moment at the end of the book where she was like, the mentor was like, your dad did this with you.
Mm.
And he made you forget your shampoo and conditioner so that you would meet your future best friend,
Aw.
because you had to go ask her for shampoo and conditioner for the dorm, like because she was in the dorm with you, and
Yeah.
then it created a lifelong friendship. But it kind of, after reading that book, I was just thinking, it left an impression. I love books that leave an impression and make you
Mm-hmm.
start thinking about things, but it made me realize that closed doors or just random things happening can really be a true redirection to a much more fulfilling life.
Yep. I think
And
about
that's
that a
such a
lot.
mundane example, but I think as high achievers, when you start thinking that way, it takes off the pressure of that you have on yourself.
I mean, I can think of so many examples like this, but one specifically
Mm-hmm.
is I own a property and a bar was going to go in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
they didn't, and they
Mm-hmm.
ended up being pretty nasty to me
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yeah.
It was an interesting time.
Yeah.
But this thing happened, and I remember just being like, "What are we gonna do?" Like we did all this work for this company for this bar to come in, and now they're not coming in, and we spent all this money so that they could have their bar here. We don't have a tenant, and money was really tight. It was very stressful. And then within a couple months, we had a different tenant that's better. That's
Yeah. Thriving there.
they're thriving and they're great people and they're understanding and they're kind and they're like just the best tenants I could possibly ask for in the way that they interact with us and the way that we interact with them. And
Mm-hmm.
our relationship is so beautiful and strong and I love them and
Yeah.
I love their restaurant. And so this happened, but it felt horrible in the moment. Like, why is this person, like, why is this happening? Why is this falling through?
Mm-hmm.
This is a catastrophe. Like, we're not going to be able to pay our bills. Like, all those feelings too. Oh no, like the universe just had something much better in store. And I feel like it was honestly like a redirection, like
Mm-hmm.
we were being protected, or
Yeah.
in those moments when you can see the outcome, you can step back and see the outcome. It feels so much better. Like you can
Yeah.
understand why something didn't work out.
So for someone who might be listening who is going through something really challenging right now, um, and it's shattering what they thought would be, and they put so much emphasis on this success, and they were maybe on the midst of getting it, or maybe they got it and they're crushed because they're not feeling what they thought they would feel. What advice would you give them?
I mean, you got to feel it. If you feel really disappointed by something, definitely feel the disappointment. But I like to ask myself the question, what if it all works out?
Mm-hmm.
But what if it all works out?
Mm-hmm.
And I just would say, ask yourself that question. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I expected. But what if it all works out? What if God or whatever you believe in
Mm-hmm.
really is working for your good in behind the scenes in the background? And
Yeah.
sometimes we just need a redirection. So don't catastrophize. I always have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. So if my plan A doesn't work out, I'm like, oh, we'll just move to plan B. And plan B doesn't work out, we'll move to plan C. Now, if plan C doesn't work out, I don't know what to tell you. But I just say have a plan B too. Like it really does help if you have a really big decision or something big that you're hinging on. I always have a plan B, like with the bar that, didn't move in. My plan B was, well, I guess I'll open something here. Now, do I want to own a bar? No, I don't want to. But I had a plan B that was like,
Yeah.
there's a way to utilize the space. We'll make sure that downtown Danville gets another business here one way or another. And so, like, that, God had better plans, even better plans for that space. But I think having a plan B really helps. And if you don't have a plan B and you're just heartbroken, allow yourself to be sad, but don't be defeated and ask yourself that question, what if this all works out?
Mm-hmm.
Because it could.
It does. I'm a true believer in that. I think it all does work out. I also like to think that what is this teaching me?
I hate that question, but I love that question.
I don't know. There's something about when something bad is happening that I always find myself on the other side far further along than I would have been otherwise.
Yeah, like a lesson in wisdom. You get
Yes.
a wisdom lesson.
Yeah. And maybe it's that I didn't achieve a goal at work. Well, I'm now learning that maybe my processes and procedures need just reevaluated, or maybe I need to hire someone, or maybe like whatever it is, it's usually a lesson that propels me forward even farther.
Yeah.
And I don't hang on to it. I do feel emotions, and I will I'd go through seasons where, trust me, it's more difficult than others, but I always come out of it so much better off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that too. If I am going through a really low time,
Yeah.
if I allow that to alchemize like those emotions and that energy and allow it to turn into a lesson or something to take away or how to do something differently next time, or yeah, there's always a bit of wisdom in it, in the lesson.
So another part of this episode that I wanted to talk about was achievement doesn't heal emotional wounds. And this is, I think, at the heart of what both of us.
It does, Amanda. Don't tell me that. Don't
I know,
break my
I
heart.
know. But it is the root of what we're talking about here. So, like, it could be that you find achievement because you have unresolved insecurities, you have abandonment wounds, you have low self-worth, maybe childhood conditioning, trauma following people into success. So, external success amplifies who you already are internally. So insecure people can still feel insecure in a beautiful body.
Oh,
Lonely
yeah.
people can still feel lonely in relationships. Anxious people can still feel anxious after success. But you can upgrade your life without upgrading your self-worth.
Yeah.
You can find ways to make your life better without that external success.
I think the most uncomfortable thing for somebody in that state of mind
Mm-hmm.
is being like stuck, unable to achieve, or in a time of rest where like there's nothing you can go get after,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you're sick. Maybe you're sick for a long time
Mm-hmm.
and so you can't achieve. And so,
Well, we're looking for a
who
dopamine
am
hit.
I? Who am I? What am I? And this is something that honestly, this is like a huge lesson in my life right now where I am finding myself with more downtime and more free time than I've ever had. Now I'm still really busy,
I
high
know, yeah.
achiever. Okay, it's comical, really.
It's like her downtime is somebody's normal,
It's comical.
or her downtime is someone's very busy
Yeah,
time.
but to me, I feel like I have all this time in the world because I had one Saturday without anything to do. But what I'm finding is in those moments, I used to find work to do. Like I would have downtime and I wouldn't like relax. I would be like, well, I better deep clean the oven or like I'm gonna, clean out the basement today or whatever. And I still do little projects like that. But I'm finding that now it's not as uncomfortable for me to just, oh, I'm just gonna play a board game with the kids and I'm just gonna maybe read a book or take a nap. The other day, I I had a whole free day. I got made vodka lemonades. They were so good. Cooked two different kinds of spaghetti, like experimented and made like a regular spaghetti and then made pasta alla cena or assassinated pasta. You like burn it. You don't use, it's really interesting. Anyway, it was really good. And then watched a movie and then decided to drive to a movie theater and watch a movie in the movie theater.
Sweet.
And that's what I did. I ate, cooked, drank vodka, and watched two movies and snuggled my puppies.
So I want to talk about, I think this is like the best part about this is that what was the feeling that you felt of fulfillment, or what was your feeling in that versus like previously when you were always trying to find something to do?
Well, when I have a day like that, there's always a little voice in the back of my head
I know.
that's like, you should be doing something productive. Like, why aren't you writing that grant that, is due in 2 weeks? So, like, there's always this little voice in my head, and that is probably always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But in those moments, I'm feeling like lighthearted. I got to create something. I got to make a new kind of spaghetti and try it
Mm-hmm.
and like experience the flavors. And then when I watched the movie, like it was a movie about the AIDS epidemic, and it
Mm-hmm.
was about the drugs that they were giving people that were
Mm-hmm.
actually killing them. And so
Yeah.
I learned about a moment in history, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is really, wow, this is really impactful. And then went to the movie theater and watched Devil Wears Prada 2 and ate like a bunch of junk food. We had like so much junk food, like fried mac and cheese bites and
Yum.
jalapeno poppers, and
Mm-hmm.
like just, I don't know. None of it was productive, counterproductive, actually. It was, ate tons of carbs, drank alcohol, relaxed, whatever. But I felt so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to be spending that time with somebody that I care about. I was happy to be creating something. When we made the spaghetti, I was happy to be laughing
Mm-hmm.
and,
It's more fulfilling,
yeah.
right? Like I've noticed this when Antonio was gone on his trip and my kids were gone. I was like trying to get as much done as possible. And I was like, man, I got all this done, but the day wasn't what I really wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have fun.
Did I laugh at all? Did I have
Yeah.
like any experiences of gratitude? Like waking up this
Yeah.
morning to those texts, like laughing,
Yeah.
and then just feeling like so grateful for our friendship. That was
Mm,
like the best way to start my day.
right.
Yeah.
It's so good. But and that connection and that
Mm-hmm.
community, and it's so much more fulfilling when you can lay your head down at night and it's not about, oh, I did this and I did that and I achieved this and I achieved that. Like, put your ego aside and think of, what did I do for my heart?
Yeah, for like the little person inside of you, your inner
Yeah.
child. Like I think what happens is we drift so far into achievement
Mm-hmm.
and into external goals that we kind of just slowly walk away from the playful inner
Mm-hmm.
child that we have, and we
Yeah.
we lose touch with ourselves when all of our validation is coming from achievements or external things. We lose touch of me,
Mm-hmm.
and am I happy, and is this fulfilling, and have I found purpose in this work? If our emphasis and our focus is on everyone out there and how it looks and how,
Mm-hmm.
how much I've accomplished and these goals and that dopamine hit, if that's our focus, do we ever have time to focus inward? And I like to ask the questions, am I doing something meaningful with my life? When my children are adults, will they want to come home for the
Mm-hmm.
holidays? Do I know them? Do
Yeah.
I have connections, and do I have meaningful connections? I have one marvelous life. Like, am I doing things with my time that I'm proud of the person that I am?
Mm-hmm.
Am I proud of who I am? Am I proud of the kind of friend that I am, the kind of mom that I am, and the kind of businesswoman that I am? Am I proud
Yeah.
of the way I treat people in my
Mm-hmm.
orbit?
Yeah.
Those are the questions that we should be asking.
Yeah, I spoke about this last episode, but think about even each day before you go in with the day with intention of like, who do I want to be today? How do I want to feel today? What do I want to give today to other people?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I go to, there's just nothing more rewarding in my career. Like, I can get all the accolades, but there's nothing more rewarding than when I have someone who approaches me and was like, it was so amazing doing business with you.
Uh-huh.
It was
Yeah.
so easy, or thank you for, like, I had a client, I had a client last night who, it was like real life GTA, like Grand Theft Auto. He had his vehicle stolen, all his equipment,
Oh my
and
gosh.
he had to like try to get in the vehicle, make this guy stop. He didn't, like, it was a whole thing.
That's crazy.
And last night we were talking, and he was like, we were both like, thank goodness we have this policy. We recently like found some things in the policy that needed readjusted based on the changes in his business. And we were like, oh my gosh, thank goodness we did that. So now we know like we're fully covered here.
Mm.
And it's just so rewarding to know. Or even when someone tells you like, hey, I want you to know like your kid is doing amazing. And like,
Yeah,
I
that's the
want to tell you
best.
like, so it can be all these little things. It's just like you're providing service to the world, and that's far more important than what you're receiving from the world.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I think those moments where you get that text from a friend that's like, thank you for being such a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Or from,
Yeah.
I had like a renter the other day, text me. She said, like, I just want you to know I really admire you.
Mm.
And I was like, wow, those moments where the people that you're close to and that you do life with, and you are able to inspire them or help them, or I don't know, it's the little things. Like, nothing makes me happier than sending a friend flowers, or if someone's struggling, being able to buy their lunch, or,
Mm-hmm.
just those little things that if we get so focused on accomplishments and making more money and making more, like, we forget to look at the people around us.
I also think that the there's something to be said about when you're focusing on giving and being generous, that it comes back in return.
Yeah. It does.
Not that that's the purpose of all this, but I
Mhm.
just want people to know, like, it doesn't take away from anything. I remember I had a relationship with somebody at one point that he was all about like getting, getting, getting. And I could feel that energy and I couldn't stand it. I like just could not.
He was a taker.
He was a taker.
Mm.
And ultimately, like, we just didn't, our values did not align. And I'm so glad, just so glad it didn't work out because I don't want to live that way. And I don't want to live with someone who it's always about getting from people rather than serving people, because I think that
Yeah.
life is just so much more fulfilling when you are offering. And this is male or female. I think
Yeah.
that I think it's in women's nature to nurture and to give and but I think men can also benefit from this in a way that's like, how can I be of service to my community?
Yeah. Nothing feels worse than someone helping you and then later realizing like it was like a tit for tat.
I know, I had
And
a friendship like that one
they
time. It was
come
awful.
they come back and they're like, "Well, I did this for you, so you have to do this for me." I had that
Right.
happen in business to me last week, and honestly, I love helping. I want to help this individual, this organization anyway.
Hmm.
But it was like we did this for you, now you need to do this for us. But like when they did the thing for me, they didn't say, it wasn't like expressly like, "Oh, we'll do this," but sometimes it's just not
Right.
communicated up front that it's conditional. It's
Yeah.
it'd be like if I were going to help Amanda with things and then later I was like, "Well, now that I've done this for you, you
Yeah.
need to do this for me." Like
Yeah.
I I don't appreciate that, nor do I do that with people. I have a rule: if I lend something out to someone, I expect to never get it back. I
Hmm.
hope they give it back to me, but I release the expectation of getting it back so that I'm not mad at anybody when I
Hmm.
don't. I just decide, okay, if I'm going to lend this out, that means I'm willing to lose it. Hopefully they give it back. Maybe they won't. And I think we kind of have to be that way with friendships and relationships too. Like I'm going to give of myself and no expectations. Hopefully they give back to me too, in a reciprocal relationship. But if not, it's okay. Everybody has a different
Hmm.
bandwidth.
Which I think is difficult for high achievers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that high achievers are so they're conditioned to obviously like based on the success and what they do. So they're constantly in that energy of like, I need to do and do and do and work harder and do this and do that. And it's not that their intention is to be spiteful or anything like that, because we're high achievers and we do that. We're always achieving for the next thing. However, like the underlying layer of it is based out of ego.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and relationships, when you're just trying to achieve a goal, become transactional
Mhm.
because you're so hyper fixated on the goal. Oh, this person can help me get to the goal. And so then you use people in transaction if you're not careful
Mhm.
about that
Yeah,
because your goal can be blinding. Your achievement can be
absolutely.
blinding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What else, Amanda?
Um,
This has been
s-
a lot.
this has been a lot. This is really
I'm
good.
yawning. My nose is itching.
You yawn every episode.
I am a sleepy girl. I've been sleepy.
From one sleepy girl to another. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I think we talked about building a life that looks good versus feeling good. I think we touched base on that pretty well. But I just want to wrap up with saying like these are the things that create fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
So having meaning in life, having purpose, having connection with people, having peace.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of people who focus on chaos in their lives and they love the drama. I don't even know that they're really consciously aware of this, but when you're always looking for that excitement
Mm-hmm.
and there's always this drama, you're going to create more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so peace is like it's such a value in life.
It's Amanda's core value,
It
which is
is
why
my core
she's
value.
ruminating on it.
Yeah. It's true. Authenticity, I think that that's big for us.
Yeah.
Growth,
Yeah.
contribution, community, emotional safety, alignment. So fulfillment is internal.
Yeah.
Gratitude is really important. Regulating your nervous system. When something stressful is happening and you're a high achiever, just being able to regulate yourself, maybe rewire the stories in your brain of what, instead of thinking of the worst case scenario, thinking of what is this teaching me or what doors this may be opening for me. Becoming self-aware, I think incredibly important. And when you're a high achiever, I think that especially when you own a business, there's nothing more that's going to create a self-awareness than owning a business.
Yeah.
And living aligned with your values instead of external validation. And we actually talked about that in a meeting this morning about, this perception of this group that we're in. It's constantly getting so much hate, but if we're really sticking to the values are going to outshine the perception of the current perception of the group.
Yeah.
But if we really stick true to our values, even as people, and we are constantly living in those values, that's going to overcome so much more in life.
I think if you know your values and you can find gratitude in the things that really are important to you through the highs and lows of life, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You'll be okay if you don't ride the waves.
Yeah.
If you're not, if you are letting every difficult situation, every wave that comes at you drown you, and you don't have an anchor in your values and I don't know, you just have to have the perspective of gratitude. But I think if you can center and anchor and recognize this too shall pass, this is just a hard moment. And the same with achievement, this too shall pass, highs and lows.
Yeah.
And so your happiness cannot be conditional on those external factors.
Amen.
Yep.
They cannot.
Cheers. Should we cheers?
Cheers. Sorry to our listeners who had to listen to that.
Oh my gosh, I have to pee.
Okay.
I gotta pee.
Yeah. I feel like that's how we end every episode is you need to go.
I drank the Sonic.
Sonic.
Which I love Sonic. I get Sonic at least once a week. I always get an unsweetened iced tea, extra ice with sugar-free peach syrup. You're welcome. And it's really good. And so anyway, whenever I have a small bladder medically, this is a lot for our listeners. I had to have surgery on it when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
I didn't know this.
Born with a tiny bladder. I wet the bed till I was like 12. For real. Yeah. And I like sleepovers and stuff. I was always like really nervous. I was going to pee the bed. I was super embarrassed. And then I had surgery on it. It actually didn't fix the problem.
Oh.
They stretched my urethra. Yeah. They went in, we'll make more room for the urine so it's not so much pressure making her pee. Didn't work. Then they put me on medicine that gave me night terrors, and I would wake up in the middle of the night. One night I dreamed my dad was a cannibal. And the other night I dreamed I was being like chased by wolves, like this recurring dream through this maze, and they would always catch me and kill my dog. Anyway, this is a crazy story. So I do have to pee every episode, but it's because if I drink fluid, even a little bit, my bladder's tiny.
I'm going to cut you off.
I have a tiny bladder.
And you're a tiny person.
I'm tiny.
You're a tiny person. I was laughing with Antonio the other day because there's this video of, you sent it to me. Where
like the tall friend and the short friend.
And the short friend, and you're like trying to,
keep up. She's like just striding, and then the short friend's like running, like trying to keep up with her. That is us.
And Antonio was like, "Is she that tiny?" I was like, "She's that tiny."
I am tiny.
She's tiny.
Tiny person. I'm a shorty.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for listening to our podcast that we came up on a whim, but we hope it was helpful. Next week we'll be more prepared, and we're hoping you enjoy the video. Like us on YouTube, subscribe,
and send us recommendations of what you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
We're open books.
Yes.
Tell you anything.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.